head coach this offseason. Now the Jags have added a first-time tight end, officially signing Tim Tebow this morning. And you know I'm not mad at it. Joined now by Fox NFL analysts Bucky Brooks and Greg Jennings. So, Greg, Super Bowl champion beast, how big of an impact will Tim Tebow have on the Jags, my Jags?
Well, before I answer the question directly, congratulations to Tim Tebow. Congratulations. I'm going to get that out there right now before I proceed. Now, as I proceed, I'm not sure how much of an impact he can have. And here's why I say that.
Correct.
When we all entered the National Football League, we all had coaches that we respected, and then we had some that were question marks. And we always looked at that coach, especially if we were that dude. Marcellus, you was one of those dudes. Bucky, I'm gonna just say you was that dude. You made it to the league. So we all had that coach, and then we all also had those coaches that you're like, well, what did he do? What level did he play at? What does he offer me? Not that you're not willing to learn, not that you're unwilling to learn, and that you can't absorb information from someone who hasn't been where you are, but it becomes more challenging to do so. My point is, when you look at Tim Tebow, everybody's going to say, well, he is a national champion. He's a Heisman Trophy winner, and he has all these accolades at the collegiate level. But at the National Football League level, where are they? He led a team. He led the Broncos to the playoffs. Did he lead the Broncos to the playoffs, or did that team just have a really tough road and then have some success at the end? So for me, when I look at this position, he's moving to a tight end position where he was asked to do that earlier in his career to save his career. He refused to do it. So you're looking at a lot of young guys that are looking at this guy saying, well, what am I going to learn from Tim Tebow outside of what he's done in college? And we're all past that point. So for that reason, I'm not sure how much he's going to offer this team.
Okay. You congratulated Tebow, and then you start taking shots. So let me do this in respect to you, Greg. I love you, Greg. Now it's time for me to take shots at you. I don't like anything I just heard from you, Greg Jennings, right there. Tebow is not only going to make this team, but he's going to make a huge impact on the Jacksonville Jaguars. One, it's set up, it's primed for him to make a huge impact. You make the greatest impact in situations that are the worst. So look, if you look at the Jacksonville Jaguars in terms of their record by division and the AFC South, not that great of division. If you look at it last year, of all the divisions, they were 7th out of 8th in terms of record. And the Jaguars, we know they won the first game and then kept losing. So that's a prime situation for Tebow to come in there and do what Tebow does. Now, you want to talk about his NFL resume. I don't think you highlighted his NFL resume well enough. He went to a team that was 4-12 in his first season, right? 8-8 in his second season, including a 7-4 record as a starter in his 11 games and a playoff victory. Matthew Stafford, you got a playoff victory? Anybody? Anybody? You want to keep going? There's a list of guys. Never got a damn playoff victory, but you're going to slight that when it comes to Tim Tebow. Let me tell you why he's going to make a huge impact. I still love you, Greg. Don't forget that. On the field, he rigs the math. Whatever position Tim Tebow's going to play, defensive coordinator is going to say, okay, be careful. The guy can throw as well as run, as well as a big body out there. So it's just going to make defenders think a little more than the average tight end. Now, let's talk about their tight ends, because I think a lot of people out there saying, how is he going to take the job of somebody in the tight end room? Those guys are well accomplished. They've been playing the position their whole life. Here's a synopsis and summary of the tight end room. It looks like they got 2 blockers, a former undrafted free agent with 1 career catch, and a former 6th-round pick with no career catches. It's going to be real hard, Tebow, to go beat them boys out. Boy, stop. Here's the thing about Tim Tebow. Not only on the field, he's going to rig the math. Off the field, he's box office. They going to sell out every single damn time. He's a culture builder, winning culture builder, maybe one of the greatest leaders we've ever seen in professional sports, period. On top of that, maybe he misses on all of those. He can still play special teams. You trying to tell me Tim Tebow can't be a long snapper or R5, just a dude that's on a squad who has all of these other assets he provides to our organization, but still can play the game of football. Man, y'all better stop with this. Stop shooting at Tim Tebow and respect his greatness.
Okay, Marcellus. I mean, like, I don't have anything really to add to that because you threw all the verbal bouquets at Tim Tebow. Here's what I would say about Tim Tebow and really why he is on the team. He's on the team to help Urban Meyer really extend his culture to the rest of the guys in the locker room.
Facts.
Because Tim Tebow knows Urban Meyer best, Tim Tebow can, in those quiet moments in the locker room, he can interpret and translate what Urban Meyer may be saying in meeting rooms. Hey, guys, when coach is talking about this, here's what he means. Hey, when he's talking about our culture is this, A to B, 4 to 6, this is exactly what he means. And so part of that is to drive the culture. The other part of it is, look, let's be honest. He's box office down there in Jacksonville.
Man.
He played at the University of Florida. Gainesville is like an hour and a half away. Already, if you go on Fanatics, his jersey is already up there, number 85, even though he just got signed this morning. So part of it is there's a level of intrigue and interest that Tim Tebow is going to bring to Jacksonville. And so that's certainly part of the equation. But here's what I'll say. Urban Meyer didn't sign Tim Tebow just to bring him to camp and cut him at the end of camp. Tim Tebow is going to be on the squad. And what Urban Meyer is going to do, he is going to ensure that Tim Tebow is successful in some way. If Tim Tebow goes out there and can't catch a pass, guess what they'll do? They'll make him the fullback / tight end who never has to get in the route tree. They'll teach him how to lead block. If he can't lead block, but he can catch, they'll split him out and have him run 5-yard option routes to find a way to get him on the field. But make no mistake, when it comes down to it, in the regular season, we will somehow see number 85 on the field, and he will be featured in a few packages.
I agree with a couple of things you guys are saying. Is he box office? 100%, no doubt. Especially in the state of Florida, he is definitely box office. All of the rest of what you're mentioning, I'm sorry, Bucky, you talked about being the voice and an extended voice to the head coach. I do agree with that. So hear me. I'm agreeing with 2 points that you guys have made. Outside of that, Marcellus is saying if it don't work out, he can snap. He can hike the ball. He can go and line up at an extra tackle. He can go in the backfield. He can do that. He can also get released like he's been in his career because it has not worked out. It has not worked out. There are so many players in this league that have tried to do the thing that Tim Tebow is doing. That's why I'm congratulating him. At 33 years old, to get back into the National Football League, to be physically in shape, to get a scouting department to say, whoa, wait a minute, we got to look at this guy. That's pretty dope. That's pretty cool. Outside of that, I just don't see the production that it takes to have a sustained career in this league. He didn't do it at the primary position that he was heralded at quarterback. So now you want to convince me, Marcellus and Bucky Brooks, that this man is going to be the next Rob Gronkowski. I don't see that.
Okay. Get him, Bucky. Go ahead, Bucky. That finger out. Go get him.
Okay, because here's what Greg is doing. See, Greg, you're looking at it from a logical standpoint. You're looking at it from an NFL standpoint.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm going to challenge you to do. I want you to put on your daddy cap, and I want you to take your kids out to the local park, and I want you to say that you're now our coach dad, and your kids are on the team. And at some point, your kid is on the team, and you have to figure out, okay, I got to figure out a way to get my kid the ball. Because I know no matter what happens out here at the park, I got to go home. And I don't want to have to hear and deal with them crying or their mom over here on my head talking about something why they didn't get it. So this is as close to a father-son relationship as you will find. Tim Tebow and Urban Meyer. So what he's going to do, he's going to put his son in a position to succeed. That's what this is. So look, I understand your NFL take, and look, I applaud it. But this ain't NFL. This is daddy ball. That's what we're going to see down in Jacksonville.
No, this ain't daddy ball. That's the problem. I'm not going to be coaching in the NFL. And if I was coaching, it would be on my son's or daughter's pop league club team where I do have the full rank to say, let me try to figure it out. It doesn't quite work like that, Bucky Brooks, in the National Football League. When players are getting paid millions, hundreds of thousands of dollars to make plays, to produce on the football field, guess what? Playing the sport of football. This is not a celebrity contest. In Tim Tebow's case, maybe this is what got him in the door. And again, I congratulate you. I'm not saying that he's not fit to be in that position, because obviously they saw something that made him fit and intriguing to bring in. But for me, as a player, looking from a football perspective and in an NFL perspective, can he provide what I'm looking for him to provide? I don't see that. Can he be a good leader? Yeah. He was a good leader when he was with the Broncos. He was a good leader when he was with the Jets. He was a good leader when he was with the Patriots. He was a good leader when he was with the Gators. He was a good leader everywhere he's been. He's still a good leader. But he's been out of the league because he couldn't play.
Greg, you overthinking this. Golly, Greg, how long you been retired, man? You don't forgot how we build up a team. One, here's the first qualification for anybody building up a team in terms of we got a team set. Oh, we